Hello and welcome back. Northstar here with another Popup Dungeon Let's Play. Got my party all set up here. Probably have the rogues rush in, try and take down a couple of the enemies quick. A little worried about this golem. It can be very nasty, hard to kill. Especially if it's surrounded by a bunch of enemies and you have a hard time focusing all your attacks on it. So if I can do it with the rogues real quick, or at least get a sense of how hard it is to damage, I'm bad at guesstimating how really high evasions defense can affect stuff. Could be good. Also, I tried lay down for a bit, rest up a little. Tried real hard to think of something other than politics to talk about because if I talk about that too much, it'll drive some of you insane, drive people away from the channel. Well, I am real angry, really incredibly angry about the way how society has erased and ignored those of us with long COVID, which I have explained if you've seen this channel before, and I'm saying that for those who are new to the channel. Well, I'm really upset about that, and how it's placing my very life at risk, not only because long COVID can increase the risk of clots and eventually kill, but because even the welfare systems are finding excuses not to support those with the long COVID, so maybe because there's just so many people with it. So that's essentially a death sentence if you're too sick to work and you can't get welfare programs to help you. Well, I'm really angry about that. I gotta talk about other stuff sometimes. And I actually did think of something interesting a little bit, how I kind of marched to beat my own drummer here with this channel, this
Never turn your face
YouTube
from the cold.
phenomenon, whatever you want to call it. No, it's not a phenomenon. Channel is just the best word for it. I wish this were a phenomenon, but
I give you my
I
heart.
can't get enough people to pay attention to this channel, and the algorithm is screwing me. Not
Our cause is true.
directing nearly enough people to my videos. Trying to get Hrothgar the survivability to go toe-to-toe with the golem if need be.
I'm not used to all this darkness.
For a little bit, the rogues both eat it.
Feel the light course through.
But yeah, in this channel I kind of march the beat of my own drummer.
Where is my hat?
And then I do a lot of older games, not what's currently the craze, what the hype train is going nuts about. You know, I mean, what was it? It was Elden Ring a while ago. Oh god, I sound so dated. It's probably years ago, right? When was that even popular? 2021? 22? I mean, I play games that are good, and it takes a long time for me to play them through. Partly because I'm a perfectionist, partly because I just like to master one game before moving on to the next. But being a perfectionist, I take time to learn all about a game instead of just rushing through. Like, I have a Hearts Iron 4 YouTube
I do not
series.
seek glory.
A couple of them, actually, a few. 3, technically 4. One that kind of stopped because it was multiplayer, and the other guy stopped being available for it, and I messed up pretty bad anyhow, so I didn't even want to continue as a single player, that one. I do like... So I have 3 to 4 Hearts of Iron 4 series, for instance. That game I feel like is slowly falling out of favor. But but it's still one of the more newer, more popular games. But I also play this, and even in that, I often play communist runs, which are not popular. When player base that game love to play fascist, sometimes monarchist routes, which honestly I
Put
think
your
goes
faith
along
in the light.
with the political sympathies of a lot of the player base. Unfortunately, there's a lot of fascists who play that game, and they like that it lets them live out their little fascist fantasies. Pisses me off that you know, that many fascists running around,
Our cause
and
is true.
they just abuse and mistreat people who aren't like them. um,
I give you my hearth.
but whatever.
You're not gonna like
I
this.
play this. I play Wildermyth, Vorion. I've been meaning to do Stars, but I've also been meaning to do a Alpha Centauri and Interstellar Transport Company Let's Play, and those are both much, well, Interstellar Transport Company isn't that old, but Alpha Centauri is a really old game. Point is, I play some older stuff. Brock here's kind of turned around because the Skeleton Warrior is a duelist, and we kind of behind him. I might actually need this defense against it, though. That thing hits hard. Well, it doesn't hit that hard with each attack, but it attacks over and over and over. It's got very high haste. I mean, there's something to be said to doing with going wrong with what's popular. And, you know, allows you to kind of culturally connect.
New Tory, same story.
With other people playing the same stuff or watching the same shows or whatever the phenomena is at the time. Well, that was high level loot. I guess companions can give it. I don't know why I kept drawing garbage then. This thing's gonna turn and ship away when Grandpa closes. So I probably want to clear a path.
Boy, Timmy, you know this is not free. 8, 9. Mind if I use your generated content?
So you can at least mug from the side. So he doesn't suffer the bad from power. If he survives long enough. But yeah, there's something to be said going with, but besides older games often being cheaper, time is... The things that get really high ratings aren't always great. Sometimes there's a craze, and sometimes I think honestly their viewers get bribed. And I know that certain companies do sometimes pay YouTubers to do series in them, and probably there's an implicit understanding of talking up a game that might not be that great. So they're essentially bribing some YouTubers to say good things about their games. Which I think is unethical. But, maybe this will get around the, thing turning. To face, we'll see.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yep. As long as it can hand it back to the Grandpa, which is a rogue technically. So we'll take that column down. Down, down, down. Go here. I can't. Let's just have the thing return. Make enemies move further to reach it.
Have you been eating your beans?
No. Why is Masterful eating my beans?
I'll bet you 20 gold you're not gonna attack.
Area effect stuff isn't affected by detaunt. So, at least if there's another unit, another character in the range as well. Might not be able to use it if only the one they detaunted is there. These two are gonna get burned pretty hard. Reverse. Oh, tried to move and so much for the cat.
Never turn your face from the cold.
Rogue, on the other hand, should be able to move around and take out that book cook. Ulrich here is named
Put your
after
faith in the light.
a person I once knew with the same name. Very, kind of his honor a little bit. Very good person, hence Paladin.
The darkness will not
I think
rise.
that's a unique enough name to identify who I am. I hope not. These weirdos on the internet will stalk you, especially when I talk about the fascists in Northstar 4. You get some fascists who wanted the internet and hate their own get called out. It's not that many of them, thankfully, but they do exist. Honestly, they're not that many on YouTube. They're more common on Reddit. That's where I found more fascists than anywhere else on Earth. Fascists and anarchists. So many of them on Reddit. Like, I've never seen so many anywhere as there.
I still have faith in man.
Buff the heck out of Hrothgar. So he carries the hopes and dreams
My
of
wrath
my whole
undoes
party
the wicked.
forward. And if he dies, it's just one character. And he's still, I have time to recover, buff someone else before the enemy closes on the rest of the party, or maybe even revive him. So it's a strategy, it's not.
Your faith is weak.
There's a reason I'm doing this.
Repent.
Most worried about that skeleton warrior. Well, actually, that could knock out multiple members of my team if they're all bunched. Up to 240. 250. This is all better.
I bring the flame.
Skeleton's vulnerability to light, I'd be surprised if surprisingly better. Yep. It's awful against light.
My path is righteous.
Could be useful.
Let's make this quick.
This thing stayed still, and otherwise wouldn't even get the seal strike. Oh well. Also mean the area of effect things with them both would be more likely to hit this book cook as well. Keep building up defenses, I guess. And offense, and wait.
Hard to stay clean when you're from the dirt streets.
Ah. Sayonara book cook. Also, Hrothgar's front is protected by facing this way. And skeleton warrior. Oh shoot. I'll just move out of the way. Darn. Guess I'll steal the chance to inflict fear here. Still not buff.
Election time. Now you owe me. Yeah.
I'm dead.
Everyone got a price.
I mean, just thinking bribing that, but
Oi, kyodai. Anegaruka. Mine is better.
could be useful when enemy gets close enough to him.
Has made me short.
Unlikely, but whatever. Does reset gang up's AP counter a little. I mean, starts building up again since it reset after using that, I think. Sometime, or at least took 7 off. And I'm just gonna leave her in place. Save AP. There goes the clone. Oh well. Darn it.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Cool. Dazed it
I do
before it
not
could
seek glory.
potentially kill multiple members of my party.
I give you my heart.
Speed and haste.
Here!
My house has grown.
Since the other one has the same weaknesses. I think, yeah, Holy Strike is certainly
I
more
walk
damaging.
through the valley. Here!
I should be able to reach this one. Use the Spirit Strike right there. Oh shoot. He doesn't have enough mobility to get that close. Oh well. Oh bloody well. Should not use this because that damages self then. Oh well.
Effort is the magic of man.
Hmm.
I move with the wind. Flames consume you.
Despite using fire, that thing isn't protected against it in any way.
By the flames of Belgu.
Pretty sure I can kill it this turn. Yep. So yeah, I think I was saying before, did I finish this
A
thought?
hammer blow against the dark.
The hype dies off of games over time, and time is often a better judge of whether a game is good or not. Ones that have real staying power, players may play for longer or talk about, because games can just be addicting and not that good. So just that people keep playing something is not a sure measure of quality in any way. It's +4 Gladius. Rend armor does reduce defenses. Yeah, no. I think it's less of a downgrade than the game thinks. That is letting me know there's still an interactable round. The Wizard's vending machine, in case I forgot about it. That's why exit level is, or end levels in red outline there. It's a reminder to the player of something like this. So yeah.
This will aid our quest.
Time is a better
I humbly accept this
filter
gift.
for game quality. Example of a really great game, Alpha Centauri. To this day, certain game reviewers swear it's one of the best games ever made, possibly the best.
Let's honor the dead by putting their gear to use.
Part of why I've actually delayed doing a series on it, because I want to be able to do it.
Power. That's not bad either.
I want to be able to do it justice, but I'm still gaining experience as a YouTuber.
So this is the fat loot everyone was telling me about.
For instance, I still know very little about editing. I've only recently gotten the hang of using Microsoft Clipchamp to cut long videos in half, and that's a really sloppy, terrible program. I need to learn a better one.
Allow me.
A boon to our cause.
Despite being an amazing game, Alpha Centauri isn't really something I would say many people have heard of. So I'd like to get more
An
people
instrument for justice.
playing
Sometimes
it.
greed is a necessary evil.
That's most
An
likely
instrument for justice.
if I do a good job of it.
Could you clean this off for me, please?
Oh, there's another interactable somewhere. So much clutter. I do not like how cluttered this whole setup is. Makes it easy to miss stuff. Suppose it gives a lot of gold from storing scenery, but which by the way scales with the difficulty of the fights in an area. Where is that interactable? Says there's a sea with a... Ah, that's a treasure chest. Probably full of junk. Although I should have hit it before the wizard's thing. Yeah, all garbage. This is the only thing I might have considered giving anyone. It's another thing I would have upgraded at the vending machine. And there we go.
Let's pray things go easier from now on.
But yeah, some of these are good enough games that maybe I'll go back and maybe I'll go and do an Alpha Centauri thing, and I can always go back and do another series on it later if it doesn't do it justice, which it probably won't.
I could use a new staff to lean upon. Allow me.
Ugh, could you clean this off for me, please? Indulge me.
Just gonna at least a little support for that heal.
I'll keep it safe.
Especially this one still has such a long cooldown.
There is a rich lore to this item.
Save Brock AP on the most commonly used abilities, so we'll have enough to sometimes use this.
Indulge me.
I could use a new staff to lean upon.
That to the most offensive character. He usually hangs back, so it's not guaranteed he can from far away maneuver to the back. These two maybe use
So
wall
this is the fat loot everyone was telling me about.
at times. If they wall, obviously they're not going to be hanging his backs usually. As I shouldn't say wall, it's well the term, but block approaches to the squishier casters.
So this is the fat loot everyone was telling me about.
Life saving on a character who dies often versus... Yeah, I probably want a little on Brock so that damage reflect doesn't just murder him. Alright. Item of power. Levitate and elemental offense are nice. Well, that's why I got levitate from before, and I couldn't remember why I didn't. Wasn't it? Volt Pulse gives an ability. It's, yeah, I probably don't want it. At least not with the current party setup. Because that difficulty scaling, I don't know if the final boss fight might be tough. So I guess I'll take the elemental offense. Levitate. Ascension 45. Ooh. Okay, well it is in the 40s now. I'd hoped to be in the 40s a little earlier, like by this fight, but maybe the final boss fight will be in the 50s. There's diminishing returns on higher Ascension levels in terms of how effective it makes the enemies, so it's not going to be that much harder. We'll definitely set the difficulty scaling higher in the future, but it's an impressive looking number at least. The stairway empties into a derelict garden. Light leaks through cracks in the ceiling. even though there's no sunny sky beyond the zone. Indeed. And I will get to that next video probably. That's enough for today. I probably, oh yeah, I did forget. I was gonna mention I'd probably go watch Andor. It's a really good series. That's something more cheerful than Long Cobra or any of that. I've been enjoying it. It's been on Hulu season 1, and I think they're doing it because they're doing season 2 soon. They want to hook viewers before maybe they'll bring season 2 to Hulu, or maybe they're hoping people go over to whatever other platform, Disney Plus or whatnot. If they get to like the series, they always try to maximize profits at all costs. But sometimes get you hooked on a series and they never, for instance, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon, also known as The Familiar Myth? It's an anime. I'm watching a lot of those, but this one has somewhat decent character development and is less you than some of them. And it was just on Hulu, and once I was bored and decided to watch it. It was pretty good. But they're like, I think in the 5th season, and they're still on season 4 on Hulu, like a year later or something, whatever it is now. Sometimes they just never add new seasons, and they put a show up right before a new season came out. Or recommend to a lot of people, and they never add the new one. It's like, what the heck? I don't know if they're lazy or they're hoping you'll go over to the other platforms that may have shows that have the newer seasons. Scummy for-profit tactics. Anyways, but I like Andor. It's a very good show from what I've seen so far. I haven't finished the first season. It may get bad before then, for all I know. It's much more adult, and it doesn't treat the audience like we're children in its storytelling. And also the right approach to fascists, that you have to oppose them, or they're gonna put you in jail for nonsense reasons, like as far as the guy getting arrested on the resort planet for nothing, like you said, and put you to work as basically slave labor in prisons, which the U.S., by the way, already does to a lot of people. African Americans often get arrested for trumped up bullshit reasons that aren't reasons, and then put to use as slave labor in prisons, because slavery is, according to the Constitution, not illegal if you're a prisoner. So it's the one exception to the 14th Amendment, which people don't realize because they don't know their civics. And so sometimes literally black people picking con who are prisoners because they're rented out to farms that have con. It's literally neo-slavery. And the U.S. does this to enough people already. What if the fascists take over, they'll massively scale it up, just like the Empire does in Andor, where they start throwing tons of people in prison so they can use them as slave labor in the prisons. It's the same thing. It's a very adult show, and it shows the price of ignoring fascism. And has reasonably well-developed characters. I like it. Watch it if you get the chance. It's on Hulu now. I think might be on Netflix. It's definitely on Disney Plus. It's a good show. Anyways, viewers, take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a getting started lead you home. Till next time, this is Northstar. Adieu, and best wishes. Good luck.